Once upon a time, two retired teachers decided to convert their garage into a pottery studio. Along with their daughter and son, they built a business around the idea that the world could use a little more art and a lot more artists. We're the Kaya family. Welcome to Wocky Pots. Hi everybody, how you doing? How you been? How are things? Shane and Diana here with our 32nd episode of Coffee Time. Welcome aboard, Diana. What are we going to be talking about this week?
Well, let's start by talking about the fact that last week was a little bit calmer.
It was pretty hot, but it was calmer.
Yes, yeah. It was. We tried to get our routine back last week because we'd had an extra glaze load in, and so we got back to the putting our glaze load in on Tuesday. Couple of things that made it a little strange last week was Christopher was going to camp. Right, so Christopher's doing that every day last week except for the 4th, except for Thursday. And it does it's funny how just, something small like that can really change the dynamics of how a week works because, I would drive him to camp and it was 20 miles there, not 20 miles, but 20 minutes there. And then, of course, we'd have to pick him up. And so just that was kind of strange, but it was a calmer week because we had Thursday off. That's right. So please note, all my fingers are here. I have not shot out my eyes with the fireworks, so our little fireworks display in the backyard was once again injury-free. That was good. And when we say a little fireworks display, it was small, like nothing goes above 10 feet. Yep. Here in Maryland, they're not allowed to be really big anyway. Not that I would want that to happen. Because I can remember as a teenager having to run into the woods. We set the woods on fire when we were teenagers, you guys. We had bottle rockets, and let's just say they outlawed those. They didn't go straight up. No. So anyway, but we got it put out. Yeah, we got to put it out. No arrests. We're good. We're good. Yes. But we did enjoy that, and Carolyn and James came over, and we had burgers and hot dogs and all the fun things. It was a great, restful, relaxing day off. It was. And even though it was our day off, we did manage to do a glaze unload video that day. It's so difficult to actually, we want to be here in the studio. So when we tell ourselves that we're going to take the day off, we find it very difficult to do. We do, but it's because we love what we're doing. Right. So that's good. Yep. And of course, last week, it was the beginning of July, and so we had our new goal, and see, there's our new goal back there in the background, and you can see that orange bar has. And Mike is still back there. Yes, paying attention. He's paying attention to the goal. I think he's trying to watch over and make sure we make the goal. But we actually made 31 pieces last week. That's pretty good. 31 pieces. I told you earlier it was 30, but it wasn't. It's 31 because over on that shelf back there, I have that big oval bowl that I've done. Right. Yep. So we'll see. Very good. We're hopping, guys. We're doing a lot of work. And and then just today you were doing a ton of pieces. That we got to include because we'll talk about those in just a second. Yeah, because there was just, it's kind of hard to keep up with everything because we had the market going on Wednesday and Saturday too. And let me let everybody know what our most popular items of the week were. Yep. And that's both days. So you counted up the total items sold on Wednesday and Saturday last week. And what was our number one seller? It was a tie. And it's the same tie that's happened before. Right, we may be witnessing a trend, you guys. We had a tie for mugs and our heart trinket dishes. So lots of mugs and lots of heart trinket dishes. So it does seem like we are keeping up our average of about 40 pieces selling per week. That still seems to be about what we're selling. And that's what we're trying to get into the kiln every time, too. Yep. So and our kiln has about 40 pieces in it right now. We have a bisque load in. And when that comes out, we are hoping to get the majority of that glazed by Tuesday. By Tuesday, yes. So, But anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about the pieces that you've made?
Sure. So this morning I got up pretty early and did something I don't do that often, which is clean my pottery wheel. Normally I'll just kind of scrape it off and wipe things down, spot clean stuff. But I don't really clean it unless I'm switching clays. And I did switch clays. I've been using the Sheltilly Brown, which is, Diana has some pieces here. But I switched over to raku clay this morning. And I spent a little bit of time today making some things out of raku. We had a little bit of a catastrophe last week. Out of the 5 pieces of raku that we took to market on Saturday, I managed to destroy 20% of them. That's right. I dropped one piece at one of our raku ponies, one of our raku horses.
And during the raku firing last week, we also lost a piece.
Right. I wasn't counting that one, but we lost a piece.
It happens.
There was one that didn't make it through the firing because it cracked. So we ended up only taking 5 pieces with us to market on Saturday. I broke one. That left us with 4 pieces. And then we sold 1 piece, so that leaves us with 3 pieces. And we really need to increase our raku production. So, in light of that, this is the stuff that I made today, and it's not finished, guys. This is literally just minutes ago. Some of this stuff was still on the wheel and wet. All of it is extremely soft and wet right now. But I'm trying a couple of new things, and I want to talk about those for just a second. The first thing I want to talk about is this round vessel right here. I'm going to call this a model for a moon vase that I will eventually be making. Eventually, I'm going to be making something about this tall, but I want it to be completely round, or as round as I can get it. So this was just a way of me practicing that form in a smaller way. I also have what will be a pretty raku vase right beside it. And Sandy, if you're watching, this is kind of what I was thinking for what you were asking for, using horsehair from your daughter's 3 horses. But we can talk about that some other time. But this is pretty much the same size as what we were discussing earlier. A couple of other notable things. I have a few smaller raku pieces that were meant so that we could have some horsehair raku pieces that were a little more accessible to folks instead of being the really expensive big pieces. So I made some smaller pieces as well. And I also have an experimental piece that I'm going to be working on, and I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it's going to work. I'm going to be making a very small donut vase. Now that's what this circle is. This is hollow on the inside, and my goal is to use this piece as a spout, and it's going to be a donut-shaped round vase with a spout. Now, notably, this is the first time I've tried that, so it might not work.
I have a question about that. How does it stand up?
Okay, so I'm going to have to, that's what you said a little while ago, you asked what I was staring at, and what I was staring at was this donut, because it has to have a flat spot on the bottom, or I have to add in a couple of pieces to support it. I'm leaning towards giving it a flat spot on the bottom, but I haven't really decided yet. I won't really decide until it comes off the bats. But this is going to be the spout that comes off the top, and then it will stand up. And I have a lot of optimism because it looks like it's going to work. Now, whether it survives the raku firing, that's a whole another story. It might not even survive bisque firing. Who knows? Yes. But anyway, this is what I did. All of this in the space of about an hour.
There were some really nice shapes. I like them.
I think I did this in about maybe a little more than an hour.
Yeah, it was a little bit more than that.
But I was hopping on the raku.
And they have to be trimmed still. So.
Right. Tomorrow I will trim them, and then after that they dry, and then after that they go to bisque fire, and then maybe these will make it to the raku kiln for some horsehair raku. Now, we haven't talked about the possibility of some of these pieces going to the osprey nest. So we might contact them to see if they would like us to change or to make some of these into their Misty Line pony hair pottery pieces. We haven't really talked about it. In any case, they're going to be
sometimes they like to have a few smaller pieces too. So I'll have to send
We'll talk with them and see. Yeah. Of course, we'll have to find out before we do the raku firing, because we use our daughter's horse horse's hair for all the pieces that aren't designated as Misty Line pony hair pottery. Yep. So anyway, that's what I've been doing today. Kind of a busy day. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, and for the past couple of days, I've done quite a few hand-built pieces.
You've been hand building a lot.
I have, and I'm really happy with some of them. I mean, look at this.
That's a great chicken cup. That's going to be
chicken cup.
that might be a good chicken soup cup. You know,
Yes.
cup of soup. Nice, yes. Very nice.
It is nice, and I love my handle because I put that same little gingham pattern.
That's a new texture for you.
It is a new texture for me, so I was really happy playing with that. When we were at the market this week, we've had several people asking about toothpick holders, and we'll put one or two out, and they're gone.
Right.
And so you'd been doing the toothpick holders on the wheel. So I was like, I have got to come up with a template so that I can have some hand-built ones so that I can help out. And so that's what I did. So I have two here. One that's a little bit larger and then one that's a little bit smaller. Yep. I think my preference is this one, but we'll see after they're fired and glazed which seems to work best with the toothpicks. And I know toothpicks come in different sizes.
Right, and that's what I was going to mention because I just got the new toothpicks in the house, and they're like that.
That was so shocking to me. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yep, but that's okay. So you've been pretty busy with that. Now I see the hearts, right?
Yes.
What's that other thing right there?
This is a phone stand because that's another thing that people have been asking us for. And I did try it. It is now bone dry. It's a shame it didn't get bone dry yesterday.
That's okay. It'll go in the next one.
Because it could have gone in yesterday. But I did try my phone earlier, and I know I probably shouldn't have, but it did stand up. And
Very good.
And what do I have? An iPhone something.
You have an iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Okay.
So it's a big phone.
So yes. So anyway, so it holds that one. So I'd like to try several different phones when it's done. But we'll see after it's bisqued if it still works. Right. Because this area here, if it shrinks too much,
it might be too small. I'm thinking with a big bulky case, it might be too small.
So,
but we'll
that's
know
one of
after.
the things. Yeah. So I've done 4 of those right now. I haven't done more than that because I didn't want to do too many, then they not work out.
What's that big heckin' cup you got right there?
Yes.
What is that?
I did him earlier today. Isn't it gorgeous?
He's massive.
It is massive, but it's going to be a travel mug, travel cup.
And you had said about cutting a mouth hole.
I do. I've got to do that right here, but I made sure that I only covered half of the top because people need to be able to get their fingers in to actually wash it well. And if they go much farther than that, it's nearly impossible to clean the inside. So I was trying with that. I know the base will fit in our car because this base is the same base as my tumblers.
And it's going to shrink.
And yes. And this is the tumblers. And I did do 4 more of these guys this week. But I used a nice, cute little maple leaf.
Hey, and that reminds us, we got to start looking at maple leaf autumn, fall kind of things. And then looking on even past that, maybe start looking at snowflakes and candy canes and stuff. And
the other thing that's been going at the market recently is the things having to do with the area. So the seashore mugs, the lighthouse mugs with horses on it. So I did make another one of my Sea Star mugs, and I did make a Sea Star plate to go with that too. I've got that back on that shelf.
Fantastic.
So I tried to get some more of those done because we didn't have any of those left.
All right, very good. So that's what we've been working on this week.
Lots of texture.
Yep. And lots of new things too.
So
we're trying new stuff.
But it's got to be a little bit more leather hard than it is right now. It's
if
like
you try to cut it, it's going to bend all the pieces, right?
So anyway, so we'll see.
All right. Well, very good. What else do we have kicking?
Yes. Well, that's it for last week, and that brings us to our YouTube subscribers.
We have cause for celebration, you guys. Yay. We're very, very happy. We're tickled, in fact, to announce that we have reached our goal of 300 subscribers. We're a little more than 300 now.
308, because Karen sent me a text message earlier
308 subscribers
Congratulating.
now. If you've missed it, what that means is we're going to start doing how-to videos here at Wocky Pot Studio. And for the beginning, that means how-to videos for clay. So we'll have some how-to videos for some of the things that we currently do, and maybe some new things as well. What kind of ideas do you have for clay?
Well, for the clay, the first class that we're going to, not class, but first how-to video that we're going to do is the funky chicken.
Right, that funky chicken, the one that had the weird eyes that we still haven't figured out how to fix. Still haven't tried to fix.
I'm going to do eyelids.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So he'll have eyelids, so it won't be as much black.
So that's that little chicken, and I wish we had dug it out and I could show it to you guys, but it's a little about that tall chicken figurine.
And I also have another idea for that too, because I always like to have multiple things. You know, right now he's just sitting, but I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to put a little like loop on the inside and then be able to hang feet so that he could be a shelf sitter and have his feet hanging off the side.
Lots of cool ideas. So you're thinking about, and I know you had mentioned glazes too, like a glaze along.
Yes, like a glaze along. I thought that would be fun to do, and folks that, you know, either do pottery and want to glaze along with me, that would be fun. Or it could be for somebody who's just interested to see the process of, well, how in the world does she manage to get that to look like a seashore?
Yep. And I know I would like to do some how-to videos on throwing clay on the wheel, on the potter's wheel. That's one of my very favorite things to do, and I would love to share with you guys the procedure and techniques that I use when I do something on the wheel. I would like to show some how-to videos for the little ocarinas.
That's
way
a good
back
idea.
when I was a classroom teacher, I used that polymer clay to make ocarinas with my students. And the students made little ocarinas that they could actually play. So when I show you guys how to do that, I'll make sure to include that information as well, because although I will be showing you out of our regular clay, you should be able to make these ocarinas out of other materials too, like that polymer clay. So that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, we also, you know, we ought to have another goal after this
1,000. Next goal is 1,000.
Oh my.
Now, I don't know what we're going to do if we reach 1,000 subscribers.
I don't know either, but wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
And not only that, you know, we put pins in for folks that tell us where they're from. So could you imagine 1,000 pins on the map?
That's going to be a lot.
Wouldn't that be fun?
We'll do it though.
Yes.
It just seems like a nice logical
Yes, 1,000
progression.
sounds good.
So we'll have to think about what we'll do for that. Maybe
What comes next?
Yeah, maybe we'll sit down and have a thinking session about that at some point.
That sounds
But
fun.
for now, we are extremely happy, ecstatic,
Yes.
in fact. that
Thank
we
you
have
so much,
over
guys.
300 subscribers. Yes, thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you. Look for the how-to video coming. I think we intend to put it up this week. So look for it.
Fingers crossed.
Yep, fingers crossed. Look for it before our next coffee time.
Yes.
At least that's the intention.
Yes, because I'm going to teach you to
Yay.
make a funky chicken.
I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Yep. All right.
Yes.
All right, so what else?
Alrighty. Well, we need to go ahead and start thinking about this coming week.
Okay.
So you did say you'd like to get that filming done.
So that's
and the class
that's
put
going to be
out,
on
so
the
that's
list.
certainly going to be on the list. Camp starts back up again.
Right,
and
so we'll be shuttling Christopher.
yes, he
to
has
his
another
camps.
week of biomed in the morning and carpentry in the afternoon.
Yep, he's loving both of those classes, by the way, biomed and carpentry.
Yes. So in fact, he wants me to bake some cookies with him this afternoon so that he can take the instructors some cookies.
You know he
tomorrow.
loves the instructors when he wants to take them cookies
Yes.
rather than just make cookies.
And after all, he is a teenager.
Yep.
You know.
He's a good kid.
Yes, he is. But I think it's Tuesday. I've got to go to the dentist for my cleaning, and I'm hoping to get this hair cut because it's overtaking me.
They don't do
And
that.
it's also hot.
They don't do that at the same time at the same place. But wouldn't that be handy if they did? You just sit down in the chair and they cut your hair and give you teeth cleaning.
But I'm hoping to get that done. But I think that's on Tuesday, and that's our day we always glaze and then get the kiln loaded. So that's why I'm going.
We might have to switch. I might have to go for my teeth cleaning and get a haircut, and you're going to have to stay home and glaze. How's that?
I don't think that's going to work either. Work? And besides, you don't have that much hair.
I've got at least 7 hairs. At least 7. Maybe 8.
And the kiln right now, I can't even see. 454.
That'll be ready for tomorrow morning.
That'll be ready. It's the bisque load that's coming out. So I might be able to get started glazing tomorrow then instead of waiting till Tuesday, because last Tuesday was a mad rush.
Trying to get 40 pieces glazed in one day.
And that didn't happen. What was it? It was 20 I managed to get.
Yes.
So yeah, if I can get started on Monday,
I think we'll be able to start on Monday. And that will definitely help with that too.
Yes. But we're planning to do that and then get the glaze load in either Tuesday night or maybe even... I think it's going to have to be Tuesday night.
We'll figure it out because we have to have it done.
It's got to be, because otherwise it wouldn't come out in enough time to get...
We have got to get more pieces out so we can sell them at the market, or we are going to really be down to one table.
Yeah, and we don't want to do that.
But at the same time, it's kind of a good problem to have. People seem to love our pottery, and we love going to the market.
And they love the fresh from the kiln sign.
Right, we have people now that look for that every time. They go around. We moved it to a different location at our booth, and it was like 6 or 8 people were like, "Where's the new pottery?"
Yes.
Oh, that's right over there on the other table.
Did you not get any this week? And we're like, "No, we unpacked and it ended up on that table."
So but that's good. It makes them look around.
But it was nice, and I love the fact that we see some of the same faces every time, and that they're coming and they're looking to see, what is new, and some people have mentioned, I saw in the video.
Right.
So
even if it's a lot of work keeping up with the sales, it is very rewarding and very gratifying when people love what you're doing and want to buy it. That's very, very nice.
And I really, really like it when people come back and tell us that, I have been using and I just love it.
Right.
That really makes me feel good.
Yep.
So
it is very nice.
It is.
Okay, so what else do we got kicking for next week besides work?
Well, of course, we do the market on Wednesday and Saturday, so we know what we do those days. But we have lots of things on our list to make. So because we've got to, there's not much on that shelf behind you.
Right.
There's only a few things over here, guys, and the stuff on this table.
But the good news
got to dry.
The good news is making stuff is what we live for.
Yes,
that's the most
and we do
fun.
enjoy that. So this coming week, I know I'm going to be making some more garlic graters and garlic keepers. Quite a few people asking about the garlic keepers, saying, well, when are you going to bring them back? And then herb strippers, I haven't done any of those in a while.
Right, and that was a popular thing.
It really was, we haven't had them in a while.
People love those.
I keep saying it, and I haven't done it yet, but those olive boats, but I kind of have in mind of doing like a leaf dish. And using the leaf dish, but then I also saw a neat thing where you just use a circle plate and a little cone shaped thing that goes in the center of it so that people can put the pits.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think that's what it's called. Olive
probably.
Pits, I think.
Probably.
So, and then that way it's not just the seeds sitting out on the table. So I might do that. Phone amplifiers.
Right, because we've seen that some people make ceramic holders for the phone that has an opening near the speaker that will make it sound louder.
Right, without it being something that has to plug in and use more electricity. So.
Well, we could definitely try to make some of those.
Well, I attempted one earlier today. It was a bust.
That's okay.
So
not everything can work out.
I just re-wedged it, added a little water, and stuck it back in the bag. And
if we never make mistakes, then we're never going to get better.
So, and then I also want to do, it's been a while since we had any, they were kind of like vases, but people used them for utensil crocks too.
Oh, right, yep.
And they were my hand-built ones, and I want to do some of those with like variety of textures on the same piece so that it's very very tactile.
Well, we can certainly make some of those.
And then also, we have had some people asking for luminaries and things. And like the lady who bought the fairy house, she was talking about how, you can put a little LED candle in this too, as well as a...
We probably need to make a replacement gnome or two also. Guys, you have no idea. I've gone 2 years without breaking a single thing here in the studio. Like nothing, no finished pottery have I dropped and broken for years. And Friday, I was cleaning off the bottom of a gnome that had just come out of the kiln, and I dropped it, broke his little head right off. Snap, killed that gnome in a heartbeat. And then Saturday at the market, I dropped that raccoon pony and broke that on another piece of pottery. So I've really got to be careful. Yep, I got to be careful. So you've got a few things that you want to make. I'm going to work on some larger, like serving bowls. I have a whole bunch of smaller bowls, but I need to make some larger serving bowls, like something you would want on the dinner table to serve food out of. I also definitely have to make some dog bowls because people are actually asking for dog bowls now. We have the one dog bowl set up at our market stall, and we always have dogs that come and visit. In fact, we have regulars.
Yes, multiple regulars
come specifically to see us at our Wocky Pots booth. So we need to make some dog bowls. You had mentioned chip and dip platters, and I think I can do that without too much problem. And I know for a fact that we still need to work on other kinds of vessels. Now, you mentioned that the mugs seem to be going fast, so maybe I could be convinced to break my nothing with handles for the next week or two.
Well, how about this? You make the mug bodies, and I will do some handles.
Or I can make the mug bodies and make the handles, and then you could deal with sticking them on.
Yes, I could deal with sticking them on. That would work.
That's a very... I'm tired of doing it, you guys. But although it is fun, and they do turn out usually.
Yes. No, you just... Well, for one thing, too, it's always... I've noticed it's so much easier to put a handle on a a slab mug than it is on a wheel throne, because the timing,
especially the ones that I make with the funky curves. You combine the curves with the fact that it's so wet when it comes off the wheel, and then pulling a handle means that that's wet, and getting it all timed correctly. It's tough.
Yeah. Whereas when I do the hand built mugs, I'm able to get that handle on the same time, pretty much. Now I think I did have to wait like 30 minutes on these guys, but
that's, you know what, guys,
but it's not a whole day.
I can envision us having how-to videos for the slab built mugs and also for the wheel thrown cups and mugs that I make as well. It's starting to get hot in here. What else do we need to talk about?
I think that's it, because you're going to go in and you're going to make dinner tonight.
My very famous chicken noodle soup. It is world renowned.
Yes, it was the only chicken noodle soup that my mother would eat.
Yeah, I have a secret, and it involves rotisserie chickens from Walmart.
But it is very flavorful and very good.
Yeah, I love it. It's a good comfort meal.
So you're going to do that. I'm taking Christopher to get the ingredients for these cookies. And I think he wants.
You might need a double batch.
Yeah,
you might need a double batch.
Oh, he was talking triple or quadruple, and I'm like, no, we don't need that many.
Cookies for days.
Yes, I can see it now. The poor owl cookie jar will be filled. And...
We probably don't need that many.
Yeah, no, you don't need that many hanging around.
No, I have diabetes, you guys. I got the sugars, so I can't have too many. Can't have too many sweets anymore.
Got to watch those carbs.
Right. Yep. All right. So what else?
That, I think, is it.
Okay, well, I think we're going to go ahead and sign it out then. Let's sign it out and get the rest of this day rolling.
And then the next time that we see them will be for a how-to video.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. You can't wait. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Again, thanks for getting us up to 300 subscribers. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And also that bell icon to let you know when we have new content. And we're going to have some new content, so you might want to hit that as well.
Yeah.
And I think we're done, right?
We're done.
All right. Toodaloo, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care. See you later. Have a fantastic day no matter where you're at. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.